see, if you come in and you see, you saw the two large granite stone. They are maybe from Vietnam. Solid granite stone. One, the large statue is called statue. It's called Quan in Vietnamese, and I will explain the meaning of it. Another one is Sakyamuni Buddha statue. It's 12 feet tall. Another one is 22 feet tall. One is weighing 18 tons. Another one is weighing 12 tons. We spent the whole day last month to really get the statue down from the crane, and we have a very nice lady. Her name is Miss Ford, who helped us doing the work. Took her almost 2 days to finish the work. And she tried to save money from us, and instead of us renting a forklift, she said just use the crane only. But when the crane came, couldn't do the work because the statue is too large, and it was in a closed container. So we had to drive back to town and borrow her friend. There's a port by near here. Borrow her friend a forklift to take it down from down, and then she haul back to here. And then next day, because everybody was so tired, we spent like from 8 to 1:30 to get it out. We didn't get anywhere because as the crane pushes out, the truck keeps shipping back and forth. So it's pushed back the statue. And so we spent like 4 hours doing like that. And so we finally come with the idea that she still don't want us to rent a forklift because she's trying to save money for us. It could cost like over 1,000, maybe 2,000 rent a forklift for a day. And it was very generous of her. And so she finally thought about her friend who was here. There's a port here. So they help us take the statue down and then bring it back to here. And then next day she had to come back because everybody was tired because by the time she got it back, ride back to town, and then bring it back here at 6 o'clock already. So she had to come back the next day and finish the work in a half more day. We were very grateful of her. And she didn't charge us extra hour of her work. And at the same time, our other statue of the monastery in Panama City, our monastery, we received another two similar statues like that. We had 6 statues in total of different places. One in California, one in Florida, and one here. And the one in Panama is we're trying. And then we'll find someone help us. We're constructing a base, a platform, so we display the statue. So we're about 50%, almost more. And for this one, when we're done with that, we'll continue. There's this one right here, so people can really see and observe the statue once put up. It's very nice. And so that's our projects. And we're trying to fundraise some money to build a base and a platform for the statue to display. One, the tall statue, the standing statue, the big one, of 2, it will be in the pool, in the pond there. And another one is by the parking lot where we're looking down out there. And the reason we display the statue is symbolize for peace, and we believe that there's a story too that whereas the statue displayed hurricane or nature disaster, don't come there anymore because they have protection, energy protection from that. And that happened one of the monastery in Houston. I learned that. Remember 2005 there was Katrina hurricane, and next year, following that next year, it's called Rita hurricane. Well, that's what
after
Katrina, or something. After Katrina, there was one other big hurricane.
In Galveston.
I don't remember the name.
In Galveston.
But remember when they said
Yeah.
Houston would be the next?
Not Gustav. No, different. Not Gustav.
Rita was right.
Right. Anyway, it doesn't really matter.
The one that hit Gustav.
The important thing here, what I'm
hit
sharing
Galveston, Houston.
what I'm sharing is that, remember that hurricane, they said it would hit Houston, but it didn't. Well, according to your graphic, it showed that there's this temple by the sugar lane, have a big statue like this Avalokiteshvara statue, the same statue we have right here. It's called Compassion Statue. I think their statue is about 40 feet tall or more. This is only 22. The lady who's reporter had a dream. In her dream, she saw this lady dressed in white, and she doesn't know who this lady is because she never had seen an image like that before. But another image, this lady that dressed in white told her that you should go to that direction and you will see something that will change your life forever. That's what. And she never, even though she lived in Houston for many years, but she never going to the Sugarland area city. Well, there's a temple called Vietnam Temple. There's a statue called about 40 feet or more. I don't remember exactly how the height of it. Well, as she heading there, she saw, when she get close to the gate, she saw this big statue standing there from the outside. She can see it. And she looked at that statue, exactly the image that she had seen in her dream. And then she stayed out. She would stay outside and she would observe from outside and afraid to come inside the monastery, to the temple. When there's a man there came out, one of the laymen came out and greeted her and sent her, asked her if she would like to go into the temple and see for herself. And so she asked what this statue means, and all that. So he took time to explain to her. And at the same time, that night, according to geographic show, that the storm was supposed to hit right the Sugarland area. But then when it comes to right that area, the current moved out to and go reverse to, I think it went to other area, to Mississippi or to out to the sea. I think it went out to the sea. Mm-hmm. And there was no. And so when she got that news, so she wrote writing articles about it. How this lady dressed in white in English told her about that because she's a reporter and it would change her life. So she started writing all this idea and combining with that at the same time. And so after her articles was published, the people from there had actually picked that temple as one of those 7 wonders of the Houston. So you can see that was just one of the miracles, image of a statue who's there to protect, the nature disaster. But a lot of monastery in Vietnam or here, we all had that statue symbolize for that purpose. And so our monastery also had that statue for that purpose as well too. And especially in this area where we have a lot of hurricane and tornadoes and storms coming in. When a statue display, I'm sure it will stop all that disaster. And because when the statue display, a lot of people will come and pray and send energies. So there's suddenly come a supportive energies, and an energy is like a seal down, push back whatever something comes to. Just like yourself, when you had a lot of energies, and the negative energies come in trying to attack you, there's a seal here, push back and stand back, and you don't feel it all, not as much as other person. Mm-hmm. You resistance to it, because you have enough compassion, you have enough that understanding, energy to tolerate that, to push back. But when you don't practice, you don't have energy. So when it comes to you, it hits you, you fall down right in, and that's when you have a shortcoming and then sad and irritated and feel angry about things. Mm-hmm. So what I want to share today is how we can use some of the practice, very simple practice, but can help us tremendously in our life, at least help us live mindfully, at least help us be more happy and more content about ourselves, our body, and what we have. Avalokiteshvara, a Bodhisattva in Pali, that's how he's tall, standing statue. He used the word as in Pali. In English, literally translate as compassion Bodhisattva. stand for Quan is mean to look deep, look deeply, and then is the sound. So that's why you see a lot of people like to pray for her, wear her pendant, so that they want her to listen to themselves and to send energy to them. So if you ask people who's a Vietnamese who immigrated over here through sea, you will see they will see the image of Quan Bodhisattva on the sea, helping them save them from storm, helping them cross over the ocean so they can be safe. And you will hear people with the hitting car, and suddenly there's some hand reach out and help them land down in one piece, instead of breaking, because they're reciting her name. But in truly, we all have that nature, because when our mind is peace, we interact, we connect with the peace energies, and that's why when we're in a situation where we feel very fear and frustrated, we don't know what to do, and you just only thing is go back and recite the name of the Buddha or name of whoever you trust in, and suddenly you found this balance and calm, because your faith had in that. But we all have that one unbelief side in ourselves. We all have the capacity to listen to all sounds. So in her eye, to start with her story, I want to start with the practice of listening first. And I'm going to divide in 3 categories that we can practice listen. And like I said, this is very basic, but it is the foundation of your happiness. If you can do well, just the